Crimson Tide on the road in Como for the first time since 2017, taking on...
Yeah, and she's really one of the pitchers that Coach Larissa Anderson relies on.
Her most stolen bases in their starting lineup. She's 7 of 8. Shipman 2 for 3. First 2 SEC series before. Murphy felt like they were close. Could have taken that series against Auburn.
This season, they haven't won an SEC series. They're looking for those
strikeouts. And that's her first. Ball in the dirt, and the throw on to first is not there.
Of these review plays, and it's making our game go faster.
Into center field, one hop down in front of Honold from Dowling with the base hit.
Has elevated her play when they face better pitching, because you look at some of the pitchers they've
scooped out to right. Jackson is over to get it, and the tag from second to
yesterday's ball game, and like you saw, 12 strikeouts, only 2 hits. They are sending a message
already with the rest of the lineups as well. Plenty of speed at the top of this lineup between Lair.
If she could, because she texts Murph every single time, hey, I want to pitch today.
Retired on a hard liner to left. It's a good time to be from West Des Moines, or have gone to high school on the internet by storm these past couple of days. Also from there is going to play for a national title tomorrow night. And Fouts
also behind the dish. But what's really come elevated pitch, and she was going to act like it was a rise ball, but ended up having some downspin.
3-1, just low and away, ball 4. So 272.
Attack early. You see a strike, go hammer it early in the count.
Field, Hensley finds the real estate to get under it and puts it nothing across, scoreless at the end of 1 in game 2 between the Tide and the Tide successful head coach. Bailey Dowling singled center field, so there are 2 runners on and out, a fly ball to right. And this is how
time and they're a really quality competition, tight games, emotional games.
So it's a strikeout.
They ended up playing 4 games in a row, and they split 2-2 of Alabama in the SEC tournament.
Hardliner. Cinderella story of the 8 teams that were in Oklahoma City was
a nice drop ball right there from Montana Fouts. Yeah, Mike, you're so right. They have
started 82 games over the last couple of years for the Gamecocks, and like Phillips before her,
like Shelly Laird, Kelly Kretschmann were to establish this program and make it.
That's hit well to the gap, out in right field, and on the run. She keeps on climbing in the record books. We've got 2 in the books today, no score.
To come up with a big-time hit with runners in scoring position, and gosh, that had to feel so good off the end of her bat.
The power yesterday, and she gave the signal right away, and we might get our first replay.
My cousin was a former softball player herself growing up, and
Krings drops that on the slide, throws to second, and that's a difficult.
Yeah, Hensley fouled off and kind of popped up a bunt. First of all, there's nothing Larissa Pruitt can do on this. She has to go.
Here's Cahalan 0 for 1 with a ground out to second base.
An SEC play this year.
That was what Murph said, was as Hensley takes off for second and
out. And this is a huge out, too, because you're taking the bat out of the hands and are in scoring position.
And that potential would have been realized just 1 pitch later there with the walk to. That's just off the hands. And he
go to dinner with your parents if they were in town. Sometimes you did dinner as a team, but.
And Fouts gets the strikeout, her 4th K. So it's not a weekend, and that is something that is, as this is given a ride out toward left, and the catch by Johnson out in front of the, puts it away for the second out. Many programs do this. Alabama does as well. Is in your
somebody like a Stephanie Van Brakel that had played, is like to wear the uniform.
Dare I say it, we're locked in a bit of a pitcher's duel.
Bailey Dowling has one of them. She singled and Honold retreats. That was about 215 feet up.
Yeah, and I think Kring's
on her delivery to the plate. Now you'll see it here. This goes on the ground to Gallagher at second, and it was a biomechanical fix.
go rogue and go to the left a little bit more.
Who would have thought the fix was just like what you do for a wobble? Played moderator between Madison and Kayla, but was it like 8 rings?
She's able to stay compact enough to get her barrel out in front on that inside pitch and attack it. The worst.
Middle, first pitch, base hit for Crenshaw. There have been 2 runners on against Fouts.
And it's too late. You almost have to beat your barrel there. You got to get on top of it, try and hit the top half. Now, this pitch looks like it's coming in about my belly button, but it's actually going to finish at my chest, so I have to kind of assume it's going to be higher.
And that one finished 3 Ks in the inning, 7 on the day. 0-0 after 4 in Columbia. In a row, Krings right now has set down the last 4. Over to the left side, Daly with a throw on to first. Can go there to make the throw over to first. When you've got matchups that you may not see very often, Alabama. And so is that.
Heck yeah, on the other side.
And then maybe raise them again with a bunt single. Back in the third. Krings gets it off the hands. Daly puts it away. The inning is and has her third 1-2-3 inning of a. You have to have her pitch a simulated game on Thursday. And then Gallagher struck out first time up, down 1-2. Fouts with just 64 pitches has been masterfully efficient. Georgia started the weekend, and SEC continues to grow out into the shadows down the left field line. And that's put away by Johnson for the second out. Hollingsworth struck to the first pitch. It takes a funny hop past Cahalan, and it's into center.
Cuffed right there. Has no way to be able to field this ball. Off the aggressiveness early in the count.
And Jackson looking to follow suit. It ends up right with. Well, the question resolved pretty quickly. The Tide had the question, and the umpires had the answer.
Pitchers today, and now you're approaching the 3rd time through the lineup. So for both of these teams, their leadoff.
Now make it 5 strikeouts, and it's.
And going back to your comment on.
Now in his 2nd season as the manager of the Pure with the St. Louis Cardinals organization. Base hit there for. She's the first base runner since she was. After down for a base hit. Phillips goes to scoop. This is the most promising offensive inning either team.
Threw that ball enough. She stays on plane and gets her extension.
Missouri's got and 1 gone in the 6th. Alabama winner yesterday.
Open up that front side. Go try and tattoo that.
Couple fouled off by Dowling. Another 1-2. And Krings gets the best. It up maybe after the 3rd or 4th pitch of the at-bat there that you're saying she's off the plate. She's 6 strikeouts tonight for Krings. Under to short. And the flip to second. Laird to Gallagher. All the way back to elementary school. The Long Island connection up the middle. And so she knows now. Jenna Laird, who leads off with a single here last of the 6th in a scoreless game. Connection for them reuniting up the middle on the 1-2, check swing, ball in the dirt. And Kaylee Young, the home plate umpire.
Throughout the day, which we've seen from Honold, that little check swing, they're going to be more likely to call it.
Ooh, ball's into center field. She keeps on running. White, who's just into the game with a dart run, is just 60 feet away on a bang.
3rd base. I think they might check and see if closer type mentality coming from the bullpen. Alabama doesn't do.
She'll go 11 innings if they need her. Hooped out to second. Havlin makes the catch, and the inning is in the 6th. 7 innings
Throwback,
podcast.
throwdown lives on.
You can find that midweek course of the season. Diving try by Laird. Comfort, it's off the end of the bat of Prangy. Well, she is. Down to get it from third. The turn on to first and a 5-4-3 double play. At the plate this year, it's been their base running and their off the hands, takes a turn behind the circle, and Laird just were hit into Bermuda Triangle, so to speak. One off the has an opportunity here to give Alabama the advantage, but one bounce back to the circle. Krings with a 4, part of the order, and the Tigers with a chance to walk it off.
Really honest, I mean, we've had a great pitchers duel today. Both of these pitchers, Montana Fouts and Lauren Kring.
And she comes back and strikes her out. 10th strikeout for Montana Fouts.
On each of her pitches, we saw curve, we saw drop, and we saw rise.
She's in here for Shantice Phillips, who was 0 for 2 with a cup. That's dropped in front of the plate. The throw from Shipman is not in time. And the Tigers have the potential winning run on. Lost the opener yesterday 4-0. Potential win. Chopper to second. The play at second. Safe and safe at first. Way. An excellent base running from Meg. Score that play a fielder's choice. Jenna Laird almost got to third, but got thrown out. Up and playable for Broadfoot over at first. There are 2 out in the bottom of the 7th.
And here's what's interesting. They've been shut out in 5 games.
11th strikeout. Missouri for a walk-off win. And it's strikeout number 11. Extra innings on Saturday night.
Trying to get a bounce on the infield if you're trying to hit something.
You just have to go back to last year. Ooh. Is wide of first. White a little bit late to recognize.
White dens that ball so much. It puts Kara Daly in a real. That there was an overthrow.
Cahalan off the hand, sends Laird out onto the grass. And on the other side of that, too, 3 times this year, she's given them a complete game. To left, down for a hit. Phillips to a. White from advancing second to third as well. 2 gone. 5. The same for Missouri, despite the tied double. About to left. Phillips at the wall. And she in. Allie Ship. Now a dozen strikeouts. How about this for Montana? In fairness, I don't know how many teams could say they've done much better against Fouts. Field and playable for Johnson. 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th.
Whenever she does, pick the bat up off her shoulder and really.
The payoff pitch, did she go? No, and it's ball 4. Anderson yesterday, oh I'm sorry, that was in the 4th inning.
And they know when it's going to be a chase.
13 strikeouts for Montana. 9th against Prangy.
You know, something else that we've seen to Ashley Prangy to prevent Laird from getting a third.
To the gap right center field, and she delivers. Top of the 9th, Prangy with her 10th home run of the year. And
Ashley Prangy times this thing up perfectly. Beautiful extension to the opposite.
1-0 Alabama.
Krings was struggling early in that at bat to try and find the.
Nothing. Hard chopper. And back to the circle. Quick out there. Skied out toward left. Bottom half of the order now after the Prangy home run to lead off the inning. Sure, the freshman A third straight pinch hitter here for Pat yesterday.
Yeah, hail, rain, whatever.
And that just gets Dukeshire on the elbow. No Evo shield there. That's done in the circle for Lauren Krings, who battled, helped her team hang in through 8+ innings. Pitcher and catcher were just the last pitch, not on the same. White taps it up the first base line. Missouri has no play. Lead over at third. First and third for Alabama.
And this is a big at-bat here for Kenley Cahalan. She's had a...
The line into right, that's fair, a base hit. Scores 2, Alabama now up 3-0 on Cahalan's second.
Exactly what you want to see from your freshman, to get 2 insurance run and to make...
Now in back-to-back nights, 4 hits combined. 2 yesterday, 2 today. And a pitch that...
So when you talk about success in SEC games offensively, it's Alabama pitchers.
And drive, it's another base hit into right. Green light, Cahalan at third. She's in to score for Bailey Dowling. Insurance. A&M edged Tennessee in a top 15 matchup, 3-1. Well, it's a slow roller, first base. Chester beats Shipman. 4 runs across, but the biggest one, home run, her 10th of the year. And they did what they had not been able to do all game, and that's get a... Tomorrow's finale available for you on...
You know, looking down the line in SEC play LSU next weekend, they have to find ways of doing the math in your head and how many games you have left to... Nobody's going to win out in the SEC at this point. So you have to figure out ways, game, a nothing ball game. Alabama hounds to make sure that all your non-conference games are W.
That's into the gap, left center field. Maddie Gallagher with her second. Jenna Laird in the 6th. She singles, steals second. A tag that was perfect by Prangy at third base. That's down the line to left, and in much more routine fashion for the second straight night goes the distance. 26 strikeouts.